Hi there. I think we're live. Yes, looks like we're live. So nice to see you. This is kind of like officially my welcome to into this membership, into this special little Facebook community, the Inner Circle. Um, and yeah, I wanted to drop in because it's kind of like officially the first week of February. We're day 6 into it, but because we had January last week, this is now the start of the month as far as I'm concerned. Um, so if you're feeling like, oh gosh, the days have really gotten away from me, the month is already here, there's plenty of time. There's always heaps of time for you to do whatever you need to do. Now, I wanted to just ask the question. I'm going to do this as a live accountability sprint. But I also wanted to ask the question, who is launching this month? Who is in an active launch right now? Who is planning one? Who is going live with their offer sometime this month? Because I definitely am at the end of this month, the start of March, I am, really jumping into my own launch. And so yeah, we can kind of just work through this together if you'd like. I will be live launching my Introverts Who Launch 12-month program. So this is something that I've been delivering before now as a kind of core container, whereas now it's going to be like almost a mastermind, kind of like not fully but very similar to that, in that it's a 12-month kind of experience. There's access to me throughout that whole time, um, and you essentially work through the program in your own time, and you have access to all of the other stuff that comes with it. I'm not going to talk too much about that right now, but I just wanted to let you know that that is what I'm launching right at the end of this month, and I will be launching that with one of my what I like to call a launch activation event. And I will be inviting people to join me in a challenge. And this challenge name is, it's called Of Course You Did. And it's essentially a challenge for introverted service providers or coaches and creatives who want to courseify their experience. So the idea is that people come to this, they get some training every day, and they have a workbook to work through. And at the end of that, they will know exactly what their course looks like. So I will obviously invite you to that when that time is. When the time comes. However, that is part of my launch and strategy. And the other part of that is to breadcrumb the offers that are coming. So you'll probably see me a little bit more active on social media, in my emails, and just really dropping Launch Like an Introvert, or Of Course You Did, as the challenge, and letting people know that this is all happening. So how are you planning your launch? Have you got, is it a live launch? Are you going to be turning on a launch funnel? What's your plans? Tell me all about the plans, and we can kind of keep each other accountable throughout the month. In particular, this is sort of how I see this this group working, in that we all know what we're launching at any given time, and we can kind of be here as cheerleaders, as support buddies. So if not me, some of your other members in here will be able to help and support you throughout this time. So while I have you, let's just do the traditional accountability sprint questions. And I want you to think about what are you working on at the moment. So is this a launch, or is it more broadly business focused? Because if you're not launching this month, that's okay. Maybe you're launching next month. Maybe you've already launched and you just need a bit of a breather. All is good, but I want you to think about, what are you working on at the moment? Like, where does your energy go when you think about the things that you want to work on? Where are you feeling the most lit up? And I want you to then take a look at, what are the top 3 like projects or tasks around that thing that you're working towards. So if it is a launch this week in particular, what are the aspects that will move you forward within that launch structure? So write down your top 3 tasks or projects. And when I say task or project, so you could have like a project being, if you're doing this on a monthly basis, if you're doing it like a check-in like this only once a month, that's okay. I would look at it from a project perspective. But if you are doing this with us every week, you would look at your projects, your top 3 projects to start off with, and then you would break it down into the top 3 tasks each week for those projects. So if you are working on 3 projects in 1 month, then you would only be sort of focused on the top 3 tasks that live under those projects. Now, you might still get other things done. You might actually be able to get the first 3 done and then you move on to the next 3. That's fine. I just want you to start somewhere, and by starting with 3 is the best way forward. You can look at it from a 3 each day, whatever feels good to you. Now, I want you to think about all of those tasks and projects that you have. If you only did one thing this week that you could be proud of, that you could be happy with, what would it be? Out of all of those tasks or projects that you have planned, if you only did one of them, what would it be? And what's going to have the most impact for you? I want you to also look at what indicators tell you that you've completed the task or the project, if that's where you're at, because you need to know when you've finished it, right? Because a lot of the time we have things that we just keep, completing. They're just never ending. Like they just continue being on our to-do list over and over and over again. And that tends to be because we haven't identified the completion indicator. So something really important is to look at what indicator will tell you that you've completed your task. And now have a look and see if your tasks change a little bit. If, once you've clarified what actually will be, what complete is, whether complete is enough, like what level of enoughness is a complete task, because we can often get into our sort of perfectionism traits. We need to identify when something's complete, when it feels like it's done enough. And then lastly, I want you to look at how you're going to celebrate when you achieve or complete these tasks. So we want to really sit back and take a moment every time we complete a task or a bigger project, and just take a moment to like really celebrate what you've done so far. And so that could be in the accountability sprints. It can be when I pop in at the end of this week and just check in on how you're going and how you've achieved your, your goals, and we can celebrate together. We can, just come together and can kind of like celebrate you. But also maybe there's something more tangible that you would like to use to acknowledge your celebration of this thing. So have a think about that, see what feels good to you. It could be a simple reward of like something you don't ordinarily do, but it doesn't have to be big. Like it can be going out and sitting in a cafe and having a coffee. Like if you don't do that all the time, that could be enough of a reward. Maybe it's going for a walk to somewhere special. Like often you might just walk around a neighborhood, but next time you go for a drive and you take a walk by the lake or the beach or up a mountain, whatever feels good to you, but sort of like really excites you, like it's worth the effort because it's something a little bit extra, a little bit more exciting. So there's lots of things that you can do that don't cost money, but of course if you are someone that would like to reward yourself with like buying yourself something, getting a massage, having a facial, any of those sorts of things, getting yourself a new dress, whatever it might be, note that down now, and that when that happens at the end of this week, then you've got my permission and your own permission to go ahead and do that and get that thing. So that's it for the accountability sprints. I will probably come back in maybe towards the end of this week, maybe beforehand, and just give you an update on the plans for this month. So if you're not already aware, I will be emailing about this, but the theme for February is all about AI, artificial intelligence. There will be a special guest speaker coming in to do some training on AI for launching. And if you get into if you go into like the membership portal, you will find that I've started writing out some case studies and recording some videos of the ways that I've used AI in my business and for launching in particular. Just kicking the table. And I definitely recommend the person that's coming in, they have a AI copy membership. It's a $9 a month membership. So really good, accessible price point. And in there, they have so many great like case studies in the ways that they have used and teaching other people how to use AI for, copywriting. And yeah, I love it. I joined the other week and so many like cool insights came out of it. So definitely recommend that. I will talk about it a bit more as we get closer to the actual training. But yeah, that's the theme of this month. There's so much to learn in this space. And it's actually interesting. You're probably already using a lot of AI in your business, in your tech stack, but perhaps you haven't even realized that you do that. Or you maybe even haven't realized that there are features from your tech that you currently use. For example, are you aware of the AI features in Canva? There's 2 in there at the moment. There's one which is called Magic Write, which is in their Docs feature. And there is also I think it's called Write to Image, something like that, where you type in your image that you want and Canva will create that image for you. So it's a really interesting tool. I haven't played around with it enough, but I did do it once and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. It wasn't what I wanted, but that's just about this is what we learn with AI, right? We learn like the prompts that we need to give it. So that's one of the main things that I found super useful by joining this membership, was to understand how to ask it to do some things, like how to ask my chat GPT, how to learn my type of language, the way I write. If you've read my email from Friday night, Saturday morning, depending on where you are, I shared about how I wrote the email through ChatGPT and used that opportunity to actually train ChatGPT to write in my way, like to learn how to write my type of emails and stuff like that. So I shared a video of that. If you'd like that, I will drop it in here. I'm pretty sure if it's not already, it's in the portal. If it's not already, it will be in there very soon. So yeah, check that out and keep me posted with your accountability sprints. I'm here for you. If you have any questions or any launch related things that you need some support on, that's what the office hours are for. So make sure you pop into that if you have any questions or things coming up for you, and I'll be back in on Friday to answer those. And if you are doing an accountability sprint with me this week and you're launching or you're planning to launch, let's do that together and I will keep you accountable. All right, I think that's all I have to say today, so I will catch you another time. See you, lovely.